This is the IDP After Show.
All right. Well, speaking of confidence, let's get into here and see who we have a lot more confidence in after some of these news. And leading us off here, we got Dorian Williams, linebacker, Buffalo Bills, up 4 spots from 12 to 8, and this was in my rookie rankings. So when we take a look at this, for me, there's a lot of talk about what he could be coming into rookie mini camps. You know, there's talks about maybe playing on the weak side behind Matt Milano. But then Jeremy Fowler at ESPN was really like, hey, a lot of buzz that this guy's going to be taking snaps in the middle linebacker spot. And then you see recently, that's what he's going to be doing at OTA. He's going to be taking some of those mics, some of that middle linebacker spots, and he has a chance to just essentially come in and replace Tremaine Edmonds immediately. Now, again, he's got to go into camp. He's got to succeed. But with that said, it's trending in the right way. We like this, and before he's actually crowned that position, now's the time to kind of get in ahead of that excitement and buy now before the price maybe gets a little bit too much and the market overcorrects. So, I mean that's Dorian Williams in a nutshell. And with that, we move on to our next guy, BJ Ojulari. Jeff, what do we got here?
Yeah, I know that there's a certain Australian outlaw that's going to be happy with my first 2 guys that I have on my list. And the first guy, like you mentioned, Jake, is BJ Ojulari. Lot of buzz, a lot of it not so much directed right at BJ Ojulari, but as much more the team around him. This team is literally stripping things down to the studs. They just cut DeAndre Hopkins last week. Kyler Murray is going to be out for most of the season, so they're just gutting everything down to the studs here. And so when we look at BJ Ojulari, he's got draft capital coming in a second round out of LSU. This last season for the Tigers, he played 747 snaps. He had 9 sacks, 14 hits, 26 hurries. I mean, if you're into that sort of thing, that's a really productive season. And he actually had 2 back-to-back really good seasons. In 2021, he had 697 snaps. He had 8 sacks, 13 hits, and 33 hurries. So very consistent for the last 2 years. That's probably why he got a second-round grade. Like I mentioned before, the Cardinals they have nothing left. J.J. Watt retired. They've got Xavier Collins trying to make the switch from linebacker to defensive end. They've got Simmons playing like this hybrid linebacker, safety, corner, water boy role. So they got these old regime guys they're trying to find places for. And then the new defensive coordinator, Nick Rallis, is from Philly. And I think they're really trying to replicate that Philadelphia defense with a lot of pressure and things like that. So there's a chance that Ojulari could kind of slide into that Hassan Reddick role, that Philly had. So again, I think just Philly being in a poor situation to rebuild, they're going to see a lot of snaps on defense. So that negative game script for the offense could be a positive game script for IDP guys. So that's kind of why I had him moving up from 19 to 10. So and then looking at our next guy, Servoise Dennis, linebacker for the Buccaneers. And again, looking at this as a dynasty draft, we're kind of looking at like maybe not so much this year, but down the road, maybe even later this season, the Buccaneers are going to want to see what they have. They've got contract issues going on with Devin White. Levante David is going to be 34 at the end of the season, and they literally have nothing left in the linebacker room outside of those 2. So I can see Dennis kind of coming in week 12, 11, kind of after their bye week, and just kind of seeing what they've got in him. So now would be definitely the time to get in on him. He has elite stats in college as a defender. We're talking upper 90 percentile for defense, rush defense, tackle. Even his coverage grade is pretty good at like 77% according to PPF, which is, kind of outstanding where they got him in the draft that he didn't go sooner. Again, like we said before with Ojulari, I think game script is going to be very much in the defense's favor this year. I can see the Buccaneers kind of really regressing on offense. When you lose the GOAT and you go to Baker Mayfield, there's not going to be that same pushing the ball downfield as much. I can see a lot more 3 and outs. So I can just see a clear path for Dennis here sooner than later. So that's why he moved up from number 27 to 18 in my rankings. So enough for me. Jake, let's kick it back to you. Who you got?
I got to say, I just love that it's the Baker Mayfield. This guy knows who the quarterback is in Tampa Bay already. I don't even know if Todd Bowles knows who the quarterback is in Tampa Bay yet. So
tea leaves.
There it is. That's why you got to come get these rookie rankings, folks. All right, looking at Jair Brown, safety, 49ers, moving up plus 12, 39 to 27. So this was a guy that I think this move was actually on your rankings, Jeff, but I had him moving up a good amount in mine. And I just kind of wanted to hop in and talk on him a little bit because it's a guy I liked even before his landing spot in San Francisco. But the guy showed out really well the last 2 years at Penn State. He's got nearly 700 plus snaps starting the last 2 years. You love when these defenders come in with a lot of that experience leading a defense or being a key leader within it. That's definitely what he has. He expanded his game well in his last year at Penn State here. He really took the opportunity to play along the defensive line and ran with it. So 59 defensive line snaps, converted that into 15 pressures, 5 sacks, 4 hits, 6 hurries. And the guy has played all over the field as well, right? He's, talk about those nearly 60 defensive line snaps, almost 160 box snaps, 110 plus snaps at slot corner, a handful of snaps, or a good handful of snaps playing deep, almost 350. So, yes, probably projects more initially maybe in some of that deeper role, but he has the ability to come up and play and hit well, that you like what you see there. And the opportunity is very real as well when you look at the 49ers defense. Talanoa Hufanga, obviously big name, big IDP name, splashy. Actually, he's in one of the write-ups in the sleepers, breakouts, and fades. So you can check that out with the membership and understand maybe where Jair Brown fits in even a little bit more with this then. But that said, they have Tashaun Gibson as the other safety. He is unfortunately just on a 1-year deal with them. So who knows in terms of his time with the team. This could be something where by year 2, Brown is a huge contributor in that defense. But it could even happen as early as year 1, which is the reason we like him too. One of the big things I look at is teams are really looking to create mismatches nowadays, it seems like, on the offensive side. So they're trying to scheme up all these things personnel-wise, and you need someone like Brown who's versatile to slot all over the field and deliver that kind of value and give you mismatches as a defense against the offense as well. So all that said, he's a good candidate to rise up our boards here, and it might not stop here. We'll wait and see what happens once we get into training camps a little bit further.
This was the IDP After Show.